Hey YouTube, it's that dude named Dave and welcome to my channel. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Before we get started, my price of admission, like, subscribe, and the bell notification below. You guys are watching my videos, but you're all not sub yet. So let me help you by helping me out here and give you guys a few seconds to take this out the way. All right, few seconds. We don't do long intros. Today's video, we're coming back to Kevin Samuels, but this one is a little bit different. Did Mr. Samuels ruin my relationship or did he help me get married? This one is a good one here. So we're gonna get to the video. We're gonna let Kevin cook in. We're gonna try to make this make sense.
Oh, no, not at all. They get what they can. So I actually had a different question. So I'm with a high value man and we're talking about catering to these men, right? Well, I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary. So like, what do you get the man that has everything? I'm kind of struggling there.
Well, back up. When you say high value, I have very definitive parameters. Do you know my parameters?
Oh, I have an idea.
All right.
But yeah.
We're going to just assume that they're probably different. But you're here. And how is there an age difference between you two?
Yeah. He's 49. He's a
And
physician's assistant.
Okay. And are you guys together for marriage, or are you guys just together enjoying each other's company?
We would like to get married, but he wants to make sure the investment's good. So he wants to have a kid first and then get married.
You see Kevin there?
He's a physician?
Physician's assistant.
Your OBGYN says you're fertile? Then that's
Yes,
all that
of
matters.
course.
No. See, this is why high value men don't move in that manner. He may make a lot of money, but that doesn't make him high value. Because
before Kevin goes on here, I want to drive that point home. When we talk about high value men, or before Kevin Samuels passed away and he had his criteria for high value men, women only look at one thing: how much money he makes. But Kevin is very deliberate that there are so many factors regarding high value men outside of what they bring home in a salary every day here. So I just want to point that out because women only look at money. Us men, there are several different factors. Now let's continue.
he wants you to have his child before he puts a ring on your finger.
Yeah, I don't agree with it,
okay.
But I also like
no.
retire.
Okay, well, let's go down the first off, let's say I agree with it. Let's go down the path. After you have the child, how quickly could you expect to be married?
Good question.
Oh,
No,
probably
a
like
year? No, high value men
Yeah.
marry 6 months or less. We don't do this. You're already a year into it. So that means you would be a year
Right.
from now, then 9 months, and 9 months to have a child. Then a year after that, you'd be in it for 3 years.
You see the line of question that Kevin's going here? I'm gonna stop a lot in this video here. I apologize, but I need to drive some points home here. He is basically wanting her to look at how long that she would be with this man until a possible marriage would occur here. So she's already been with him for a year, that she stated earlier in the video. But he had mentioned that if you do this and you do this, you expect to be here for 3 years, whatever the case may be. He is basically level setting to make sure that she is not wasting her time, that she is not dealing with a possible high earning Pookie and Ray Ray who could just be out here wasting her time and not looking for marriage and things of that nature. So he is giving advice like, don't waste your time. This is not a good look. High value men don't roll this way. So let's get back to the video.
To your point, I don't agree with it, but the dating market is scarce and he's a good man.
No. That's a scarcity mentality, and you're setting yourself up for failure. Okay, now, this is why I call it as I see it, ma'am. But I'm going to go down this path. All right, let's say he wants to do the Sam Rothstein Casino. You're going to have the baby first, Ginger, before I married you. But do you know what he did after that? He put $1 million worth of jewelry and gave it into an account for her. Soon as she had the baby, they got married. She got $1 million. And then down the line, she had full signature authority on every account. He's 49, you're 26. If this is serious, all right, where's the contract? Where's the money? Once I deliver a healthy child, I need 500,000 in escrow in an account. I mean,
okay.
I mean, if you don't agree, okay, because if he's really serious, put his money where his mouth is, because I don't buy this bullshit of having a child first. That's manipulation.
You hear what Kevin is saying here for the detractors? He is basically laying out the blueprint like marry before you carry. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of men in my tribe, especially who's in my comment section lately, who doesn't believe in marriage, especially here in the West with modern women. So what did Kevin propose here? The Sam Rothstein treatment here. If you guys seen the movie Casino, he had a child with Sharon Stone's character before they got married. Then, like he said, after they got married, then of course there was the bank account with the jewels and the safe deposit box, things of that nature. The point that he is saying is that if he is about his money and he is really a high value man, he doesn't have to believe in marriage, but he's gonna do things to set you up properly so that both sides are equal here. Don't just make yourself a baby mama. Where is the contract? That is what he's trying to break down here. He doesn't want to see situations where we have single mothers or baby mamas or the father is not in the picture. So he is level setting that if you're going to do this here, where is the contract? Where is your worth? Otherwise, ladies, we should think about marriage and marry before you carry. Now let's continue.
I tend to agree more with you than anything, but it seems to be a lot of concerns about, you know, if I end up marrying him, then it gives me like too much access too soon. What am I going to do with it? But again, I don't think that's fair.
He needs, okay, just like I tell women, making a man in your present pay for mistakes of your past equals no future. You've given him a year.
You hear that? Men in your present paying for the mistakes of your past is going to dictate your future. Kind of changed it up a little bit, one word here and there, but I want to point that out. Women do this all the time. Men too, but this is not about men today. This is about women in her situation. Now let's continue.
And if he doesn't know, he's had plenty enough time. See, you're setting yourself up for disaster by buying into his bullshit of I'm a good man. It's the Walking Dead out there. So, well, let me back it up. What's too much to ask for? Why, one kid, why not two?
Before she answers, you see how Kevin is constantly asking questions to drill into her psyche here? See, not like Kendra G, where she'll ask a question, just move on. He asks a question, there's some dialogue, then he's asking another question. It's not off the subject here. He's drawing her in and trying to find out more information about her. So let's say, what about one kid? What about more kids here? Let's continue.
Oh, I think
yeah,
we
but
plan
why
on
not
having
have all
three,
just to make sure before you get married? Why not three?
I mean, I think at that point it's a
okay,
bit
but
ridiculous.
So there is a line where it becomes ridiculous.
Yeah, in my opinion, my preference is to get married
point
first.
is, man, we teach people how to treat us. So you came in leading with he's a high value man, and I'm sorry, high value men determine who the high value men are. We determine who these guys are. You ladies call high value men just men who make a lot of money, but it requires more than that. It requires making a certain amount of money over a certain length of time. Other high value men recognizing you as a peer or a potential peer, having a network of high value men and others, having a certain level of visibility and being useful to others and a group. I don't know many men who are truly high value who would think like this, because that's a scarcity mentality.
He broke down things really fast there, but you didn't hear him repeat the money part. It was about his connections. It's about his environment. It's about his community. It's about the people that he's associated with, his LinkedIn, his colleagues. That's what he was breaking down here. Not just about money. High value men means so many different things. I mean, some things, it has different breakdowns outside of that here. I have people in my comments section, especially some women here who wants to equate for high value being dusty. Y'all just some haters. Y'all don't understand and y'all unhappy. Kevin just broke that down. Do not take it out of pocket or out of words here. This is what it means and what he's saying here. Not just about money. It's about the character and others around him as well. Let's continue.
That's a fear-based mentality. Ooh, okay. We're abundance and we're not scared. Because he ain't rich. Because he ain't rich. Let's be real. He's a physician's assistant. He's not a physician. So due respect, friend, you ain't rich. We're talking about worried about losing 10,000. If you're talking about losing hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, then, but men with that kind of money doesn't move. You're 26. This man doesn't want to marry. You may be in love with him, but man, if he wanted to marry you, he'd have married you by now.
Interesting.
And he certainly wouldn't be asking you to have babies and then later on down the line. So I'm not going to say give him an ultimatum because that doesn't work. But I would really strongly ask you to assess why you are here. Is it for your best outcome?
Well, my thing is, if in the end I end up married anyway, or even if it's under common law, is it any different?
No, ma'am, that's not that. Okay. So your daughter comes to you and says, Mom, the guy I'm with, 20 years older than me, wants me to have babies before I get married. And then that's not what I want to do, but he's high value and it's rough out here for a pimp. All right. So, and if he doesn't marry me anyway, you know, we're living together, we're common law, it's all the same. You'd say, you're right, daughter, go ahead. That's a good investment. Then stop lying to yourself.
No.
You drank the Kool-Aid. Yeah. The oxytocin is flowing. See, women like you end up not getting what you want from this man, then you turn into man-hating women because you go into bad situations that you know are bad. I got nose dog.
Before he continues here, that is a great point. He is precisely exactly right on here. Because if this goes bad here in her situation, she's going to turn and saying, all men are dogs. I can't stand men are just no good. They all want their cake and eat it too. You know, so he is giving her some advanced information so that she doesn't get to the point of hating all men instead of and basically putting all of us into that same box. Because all it takes is for one situation like this where women base all men on that one experience here, and he's trying to make sure that A, she doesn't become that, and B, she's not a baby mama, and then C, the man having a picture to help take care of the child here. So he is level setting, thinking that this man doesn't want to marry her because high value men don't think this way. Let's continue.
In this fight, man, but this does not sound right.
No, it doesn't.
So you're making an irrational feelings-based decision, and I'm not a big fan of love or anything like that, but we're talking about a guy who's a physician's assistant. He's not the physician. And the way he's structuring this deal is like he's a damn neurosurgeon from Hopkins. I can't see it, but if you put yourself in this position to where you're willing to accept that whether I'm married legally or not, well, if that's the case, ma'am, if it's no big deal, then go down to the courthouse and go ahead and make it legal since it's all the same, right?
Nothing wrong with the courthouse.
I agree.
The problem is, here's the problem. You've allowed yourself to fall in love with the man who doesn't want to marry you. And Correct. You can't undo this. So you're going to either have to accept that you're not going to get what you want, or you're going to have to leave.
It's true. I have eggs. They're going to expire at some point, right?
You can't, there's no amount of, I'll do whatever, I'll have a baby to keep him. You can't make a man be what he doesn't want to be. Sorry, it's not what you wanted to hear, but no. All right, have a good day.
Now, Kevin gave some good advice there. I'm gonna pause that part of my reaction video here because this video was from a year ago. Now here's this woman saying that her boyfriend is 49 years old. She is 26. Big age gap there, 23 years. So there's already gonna be people judging her, thinking that she's after his money. And then she even stated that reason why that they didn't want to get married because the age gap. He makes a lot more money than her, so that she felt this was okay. She felt this was adequate. So basically her self-confidence may be at an all-time low here. So what we're gonna do is, since this was a year ago, she had an update now. She's actually a content creator here on YouTube as well as Instagram. So let me pull up the video here and see what her update says.
I'm going to be transparent, and at the beginning of our relationship, I had a lot of things going on. I was recently divorced. I was processing a lot of trauma. So I most likely wasn't really worth marrying at that point in time. And it would have made sense to any rational man to postpone a commitment like that.
Interesting. You hear this from her now? Now, this is her update. She is saying that she had other issues where that she even felt that she wasn't adequate. Accountability, something that most women don't do. This is good. Let's continue.
There is also the adage that the family court system is not in favor of men right now. And so my partner was very concerned about the implications of that, given that he earns X times what I earn. Okay, so there were...
Wow, I'm pausing a lot here. I'm bringing this up here. A woman who understands the court system. A woman who understands after talking with her man that it is an unjust deal. It's unfair. It's unbalanced. So the fact that he brought up to her, she recognizes that, and that she is willing to be on his program because she's understanding things that most women do not want to comprehend or just want to argue about. So we're already on a better path here. So let's continue.
A lot of conversations that went on between the two of us in this, and he basically laid out the kind of wife that he was looking for. All it meant on my part was to pursue being the best version of myself, and as long as I try to be the best version of myself, he's gonna try to be the best version of himself. A lot of...
Wow, she is spitting gems. All he wanted me to do, if I did what I was supposed to, is be the best version of myself. And then by doing that, it's going to allow him to be the best version of himself. I am rocking with you here. Why can't more women be just more logical and think about this here like this here and sit down and have a true assessment of their relationship and the dynamic between men and women here? So let's continue. I know I'm pausing a lot. Y'all might get mad at me. I don't care. I have to break this down. Let's continue.
People look at that clip and they form judgments, but it is very hard to accurately depict a 12-month-long relationship with 5 minutes on the internet. A lot of work, love, and emotion goes into work behind the scenes that you can't possibly see on social media. There's so many assumptions that I get because I am in an age gap relationship, and a lot of people find that insincere, but I'm happy to be in the relationship that I'm in, and I never thought I would have something special like that. And that's part of the reason why I push my message to other women. So yes, was it embarrassing to go on Kevin's show? Absolutely. Did it turn into something positive? I think so. I mean, I really think so.
Whoa! Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Let that marinate for a second. Let that marinate for a second. You saw the first part of the video. My girl got her ring. She over here gonna get that championship ring, about to get that last name. For my detractors, for my haters, don't come for her. She says she's happy. She's genuine with her man. She got the ring and married here. She got her result. She admitted to making changes in her life. She admitted that she wasn't the Marion type and that she had to do some things. And there's this thing called accountability and working on her issues so that she can get the desired results as possible. She made a good point. You can't tell your whole dynamics of your relationship in 5 or 10 minutes talking to Kevin Samuels. He is right, but was Kevin Samuels wrong? No, he wasn't. He spotted the red flags that he gave her and then pointed on the counsel here. She took that, and here we are. Look at that. I gotta pause that here. Look at that ring. She got it. Ladies who don't got the ring, maybe you should take some advice here. Let's get back to the rest of this video.
Oh, okay. He gave us some advice. He pointed out some weak spots. We took his advice to heart and we reformed. That's what you're supposed to do when you learn a new perspective that is more helpful than your current perspective. Okay, that's all that was, guys. If you have any more questions about it, feel free to DM me on Instagram over at RealFemSapien.
Real Fem Sapien, check out her channel. She's on YouTube. She's also on Instagram. And if you guys are wondering here, like I said, the first video was over a year ago. This video was several months ago. If you guys are looking for an update, she is still with her man. And you guys can go to Anton Daniels' channel because he actually just did an interview with her one-on-one here. So what is the point of this video? She brought up in the beginning, of course, that, like I said, there's two parts of this video, that she wasn't ready for a relationship. She realized that she had things to work on. She felt that she was inadequate, reason why that she was going along with his program about not getting married in the first place, being with him for a year. Even though Kevin could not hear all the issues because it's a call-in show. You can't know everything about a relationship, like she said, in that particular time. But he recognized the red flags. He pointed those out and she agreed that these things were wrong. So after that conversation with Kevin, she took that information to her and her man. They both worked together. She openly admitted that I need to be the best version of myself. For that to happen, then that's going to allow him to be the best version of himself. You see how when you learn something new, like she said, and then you adapt, you make adjustments, and then you apply that so that it can make yourself a better person as well as your mate and your family in the long run. That is exactly what she did. She took the lessons here, and now she is married here. So when we talk about marry before you carry, Kevin talked about that here. He thought that was a bad deal, that what he was offering in the beginning, because she understood about the court legal system and she just wanted to be with him. But he made her point out some things here. And then of course we don't get into it. You can go to her channel. You can see her fiance or husband, and they have more Q&As. But his counsel led the guy to change as well. And then she changed. And then what happened? He went on one knee and gave her that ring. That is what we need to strive for, people. All of us changing, adapting, taking constructive criticism, being mindful of having ownership of our issues and our standards here and not placing it on anybody else. The buck doesn't go anywhere else but here. You got problems? You got to work on your problems. Can't blame anybody else, okay? And here is what we need to continue. I'm going to repeat this time and time again. If a guy is not for you, or in this situation, of course, if a woman's not for you, run for the hills. You don't got to stay there. But if you can recognize that you can make adjustments and he can make adjustments, and then you guys can move forward in an amicable nuclear relationship, that is what we want. We want to build families. We want to build relationships. We don't want to build single mother homes. We don't want to see kids without the fathers there, that they're missing one parent. And then we're continuing this cycle, that the fact that the next generation is growing up with not the proper two parents in the household and not the proper structure and discipline that is needed. She is giving the example that when you make mistakes, you may be in a down part of your life, that you go through therapy, you make adjustments, and you know what? You might get the results that you're looking for. Comment, like, subscribe, click on that bell notification below. I want to know what you guys think about this video here, about her and her mistakes, and then the adjustments that she made to get to engagement and marriage. What did you think about Kevin's commentary, and what did you think about my commentary? But until next time, I'm that dude named Dave. See y'all later, YouTube world.